Hey guys, we're here with the LG G2x for T-Mobile, and it's coming out next month, I believe.
Later this spring.
Later this spring, and this is the obviously the Optimus 2x that's been ported over here to the U.S. So to tell us a little bit more about this dual-core device is Chad.
Cool. The device actually features the new Tegra 2 processor by NVIDIA. It's actually a dual-core processing, which is going to give you 2x faster gaming experience as well as multimedia. The great thing about that is this is pretty much geared toward a lot of the gamers, as well as other superphone customers. So what we want to do on this device is we're going to be taking full advantage of the GeForce processor that's in here. It's very, very similar on the first versions of the PS3. So what you're able to do is get console-level gaming, very low latency. If you notice over here, I'm going to flick over and you'll see something called Tegra Zone at the bottom. Yeah. Tegra Zone is actually an application that's free on the Google Marketplace. The great thing about that is actually companies that make or develop games or high-end gaming can do HD gaming with high-end graphics, so you actually get full console-level games. Sure. The great thing about the Tegra Zone app is it can only be utilized on devices that are using the Tegra 2 processor.
Okay, makes sense. Do you think you can give us a quick 360 hardware tour of it?
Absolutely. What this is actually going to be doing, this is going to be using a standard Android. And the reason that we use as a standard Android, or what you would like to call a vanilla Android.
Naked Android.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great way to put that, is this is actually going to be fully upgradable to 2.3. So we wanted to make that as smooth, as simple as possible.
Okay, so the less carrier stuff and UI overlays, the easier it is for you to roll out version upgrades.
Absolutely, and that's the whole goal about this, to be able to do a simple and quick update.
Okay, that's good to know. And so can we take a quick look around the device, the sides, the back?
Absolutely. If you notice on the sides, we've got your volume keys over here. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. On this side over here, there's actually on the bottom, it's going to be your charging port. There's 2 speakers on the bottom.
I know. Are those definitely 2 speakers, or is a speaker and a mic?
Those are actually definitely 2 speakers. There's another one dead center right here above the T-Mobile logo. Okay. You're looking at here is a front-facing 1.3 megapixel camera. Okay. On the back is a mighty 8 megapixel camera.
That is mighty.
With an LED flash. Okay. And on your top right here is a micro HDMI cable port.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Now the silver on the back. Is that just aesthetic, or is that a kickstand? The silver banding under the...
It's actually just the standard back, and then keep in mind this is a prototype, so this is not final version.
Okay.
So that could possibly change.
All right, gotcha.
It's pretty standard on the G-series devices. That's aesthetic on the back.
Okay. Thank you, Erica. Would it be possible for us to take a look at the browser?
Absolutely. Let's see if we got this hooked up here. There's your browser key there. There we go.
Okay, and I know some of our readers enjoy looking at Pocketnow.com. Would it be possible to bring that up?
Absolutely.
And that's a swipe keyboard you're using.
Absolutely.
I think someone had typed it in with like an N in there.
N in there. Let's see if it finds it. Let's try again.
There we go.
There we go.
Oh, here's another site. It's not actually Pocketnow, but it has Pocketnow in the headline, which we're pretty happy with.
That's great.
Yeah, let's see. The site would be right there.
Pocketnow.com. There we go.
So I think it'll first load up the mobile version, then you can scroll to the bottom of the page, and the desktop version's available. And so, Pocketnow is a pretty resource-intensive site. Got a lot of pictures, flash to load, etc. So, it seems pretty snappy.
Big screen and all that stuff.
Got pinch to zoom.
It's fast. It's super fast.
So everything pretty zippy here, and now that this is not running final final firmware, as you said.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, this is still a prototype device. Okay. And again, stock Android, also different screens. And also what you can do is you can actually see on how fast the processor is by how fast it opens and scrolls through the applications. Another cool way to do this, I'm going to go into my media player here.
Nice.
And we've got a little demo loop here, so I'm going to go ahead and launch this. Okay. One cool thing that you'll notice on here, it actually is going to be in DTS sound, so digital theater sound.
Okay. Now, and I'm sorry, DTS is one of the two competing surround sound standards along with Dolby Digital. So to clarify.
So we've decided to go with DTS. The great thing about that is it's going to give you a simulated surround sound on the device. Now the great thing is if you hook an HDMI up to another source such as a TV, what you're going to get is that sound, that surround sound will actually transfer over.
Do you have? Is this a DLNA capable device?
This is a DLNA capable device. It's what we call smart share technology. So it not only being able to send and receive, but it can also be used as a controller too. So the great thing about that is I can actually go to a NOS or a media player or a notebook computer, and I can actually tell that to send a file or a media file to another device such as a TV.
Sure.
Which is great. One thing on here, and this is what I like to demonstrate as far as the capabilities of the processor, is buffer speed. We all know that sometimes there's a little bit of latency, a little bit of delay in this.
Right.
But if I tap the screen here and then I scroll back a little bit, you're going to notice the zero latency on here. It's immediately going to go to that next image, and I'll do it again here. You can see how fast that's going to render through.
Wow.
So that's a great capability.
All right, excellent. Well, thank you so much, Chad. We really appreciate you walking us through this. And again, this is the T-Mobile G2x from LG coming out this spring.